Hello everyone, I'm back with another episode of Azur Archives. Last time, we covered Visitors Died in Red, the Sakura side aftermath to the main campaign story that ended in Chapter 3. This time, Fallen Wings, taking place sometime after Visitors, though not too far. There's only a few events in between them. This event has us return to the Eagle Union and introduces a few key players, so let us begin. I thought, by defeating all my enemies, I'd finally get some peace. But this world's future has betrayed us. Even if my wings break, my guns melt, and the steel of my body creaks, this war will not end. The faces of the friends who stood beside me disappear one by one, until I can no longer remember them. Let us sally forth once more. The stars are mesmerizing tonight. Mission codename, Fallen Wings. Helena, North Carolina and Washington arrive at a siren test site, following a mysterious signal. There they find the site in ruins and speculate on who could be responsible. Inspecting the damage, they conclude it was from Eagle Union weaponry, and begin exploring in hopes of gathering intel. As they explore, they encounter a new siren, the humanoid executor type. As the sirens approach, North Carolina notes that they're attempting to mimic the Eagle Union's combat strategies. Washington sees it as a perfect opportunity to show the difference between the sirens' imitations and the real thing as they leap into battle. From another location, a pair of sirens watch. They are attempting to capture a being known as Code G, with limited success. They note the signal sent out by G has attracted the Eagle Union fleet, and move their executors to intercept using the Union girls for their new combat test, while they focus on tracking down G. Back with the fleet, they are easily beating back the sirens, while Helena runs a scan, but she can't find the mystery signal, just sirens. Washington calls out, trying to get them to appear, but her attempts are prematurely curtailed by the arrival of yet more sirens. A memory log plays back. Observer Alpha congratulates Code G on defeating all the enemies, declaring her the winner of this round. As expected, she's saved the world, with hardly a hitch. G asks if she's mocking her. Observer denies. After all, Code G is the connection node to the wedge of history ordained by the Creator. It would be unbecoming for her to mock the prototype she was based on. As part of an agreement, the board is reset. An observer offers G another round of the game. G continues, swearing she will keep going no matter how many tries it takes, until she can find her particular someone. Another memory plays. G finds herself by someone else's side, looking up to the stars, questioning if each one truly was another civilization like us, feeling the same way the humans do. The other figure tells her that they do. They are not alone in the universe. She wonders if she'll ever get to meet them. She has many questions she'd like to ask. The other reassures her that someday she will, telling her that humanity will keep forging ahead regardless of how hard it gets, as that is what it means to be enterprising, the meaning of her name. They ask if she likes her name. They go on to make a promise. The playback is interrupted. Helena receives an encrypted transmission from friendly channels, but she can't determine its origin, but begins deciphering nonetheless. North Carolina is suspicious. An allied message in this mirror sea shouldn't be possible. Helena manages to decrypt the word fallen. Between the hiding and the riddles, Washington's patience is beginning to wear thin, but Carol tells her not to worry, suggesting they leave to report their findings. He's not particularly keen on staying around and fighting any more of the new enemies. Helena has already contacted HQ, and so they decide to continue tracking down the signal's source instead. Another memory, this time of a battle long lost from another time. A man speaks. He wanted the world to be kinder, but he could not stand up to the looming threat. So for the sake of survival, he must make the world cruel. Cruel enough to adapt and survive. Under constant threat, humanity will evolve, eventually becoming strong enough to defeat this threat. He knows unfathomable numbers of lives will be lost, but that is the price that must be paid for humanity's weakness and its survival. The threat continues to breach the facility, and so the man, the creator, calls for Zero. Observer Zero is entrusted with carrying out his plan, placing humanity's future and its past in her hands. She accepts. The Union girls find themselves being rapidly surrounded and outnumbered, boxing them in. The Sirens have suddenly become much better at reading their movements. They spot a large battleship-type siren and begin focusing their attacks on the new target. As they fight, the numbers keep growing, not allowing them an easy breakthrough. But suddenly, Helena notes that the hordes are thinning rapidly at the hands of aircraft. The Sirens get wiped out, and the fleet try to figure out what's going on. Helena's SG radar isn't picking up any signals, but Washington manages to spot someone nearby and orders her to come over. A brawl between the two is stopped by North Carolina, and Helena recognizes her as the one sending the signal. Washington orders her to state her affiliation and intent, but is met with silence from the figure, revealed to be Code G. She wants to confirm the name of their commander. She is refused. That information is classified, and until G identifies herself, they are under no obligation to share it. G resolves to confirm it herself. Carol is surprised that G could destroy a siren base by herself, and asks just who is she, before recognizing her cloak. She calls G by her name, Enterprise, and she reacts by telling her that they've got the wrong person before leaving. We humans are so small, so fragile, but even these small bodies can harbour vast, boundless dreams. We work hard, study hard, keep moving forward, so that one day we can become our ideal selves. And if we cannot become our ideal selves, we entrust our dreams to those who are moulded after us, and through them our pride carries on. That is how humanity remains on the correct path. That is the meaning of your name. But if one day humanity casts aside its pride and chooses a path that is the exact opposite of our noble ideals, would you be willing to help us correct the wrongdoings of the future? Observer notes Code G's escape from the Mirror Sea. Testa finds her troublesome and notes that she keeps targeting the same time-space, just like them. Observer theorizes that this is due to them being made from the same factor, but isn't particularly worried, believing that in the end she will come to choose them again. She waxes poetic on the strong being the lonely, while hoping that G will revel in her strength forevermore. Elsewhere, Observer Zero quotes the fall of Lucifer, it paralleling Code G. She muses that the low-level sirens like Tester and Purifier lack the ability to hold her back, and so she begins to call forth her arbiters. And that's the end of Fallen Wings, believe it or not. It's one of the shortest major events, about as long as some minor events are these days, and today's majors are around triple the length in raw chapter count. But enough about that. Despite how little actually happened, it introduces a few important characters. Helena makes her debut here, and will continue to appear in every Eagle Union major event, except for Ash and Simulacrum, I believe. But more importantly, Enterprise met her, one of our key players, and for a while a major through-line for the Eagle Union story, until she wasn't. She's going to keep popping up every now and then and be all cryptic and edgy. Also, yeah, the first appearance of a meta, going release-wise, but that's not going to be important for a while yet. Anyway, since a number of you seem to actually watch these, and I kinda committed with that big lore summary, we will keep going. Next time with Winter's Crown. So until then, fair winds and following seas.